The House will come to order. This morning, the pledge will be said in English and Spanish by Juan Hernandez from DSST College View High School in Denver, Colorado, guest of Representative Tipper.
Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Prometo fidelidad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa una nación bajo de Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
Mr. Randall, please call the roll.
Representatives Arndt. Arndt. Baisley. Benavides. Benavides. Excused. Bird. Bockenfeld. Buck. Buckner. Buentale. Caravale. Carver. Catlin. Catlin. Excused. Coleman. Cutter. Duran. Escar. Good morning. Representative Benavides is present. Exum. Froelich. Garnett. Geithner. Gonzalez Gutierrez. Gray. Gray. Excused. Herod. Holtorf. Hooten. Humphrey. Humphrey. Excused. Jackson. Marquez Lewis. Kennedy. Kennedy. Kip. Kraftharp. Landgraf. Larson. Liston. Excused. Lontine. McCluskey. McKean. McLaughlin. Melton. Michelson Janae. Mullica. Neville. Pelton. Ransom. Rich. Roberts. Representative Catlin is present. Sane. Sandridge. Singer. Sirota. Sirota. Excused. Snyder. Soper. Sullivan. Tipper. Titone. A. Valdez. D. Valdez. Representative Humphrey is present. Van Winkle. Weissman. Will. Williams, excused. Wilson. Young. Young. Excused. Madam Speaker. Representative Young is present.
right there. She's right there. Yes.
With 59 present, 4 excused, and 2 vacant, we have a quorum. Representative Tatone.
Madam Speaker, I move the Journal of Friday, January 31st, 2020 be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
Members, you've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. No! The motion passes. Representative Coleman and Michelson Janae.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, good morning.
Good morning, members.
Today is Interfaith Alliance Day at the Capitol. The Interfaith Alliance of Colorado brings people together across religions and backgrounds to work towards equal rights, inclusion, equity, and opportunity for all Coloradans. They represent over 400 congregations across the state. They brought members from across different backgrounds, faith backgrounds, and from multiple districts to connect with their elected officials. Keep an eye out for a card from your constituents asking to speak with you.
Representative Michelson Janae.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I would just like to add, Bruchim Habaim, welcome to those who come, and Boacham v'Shalom, you should go in peace. Thank you for being here. Applause for them, please. They're standing here. Please stand.
Please stand.
Please, and they're in the gallery. Look at the gallery filled. All right, thank you for coming, members. Or guests.
Representative Buckenfeld.
Madam Speaker, honored to serve with you. I'd like to request excused absences for the days of February 10th through February 21st. I'll be returning on February 24th. The reason is for a medical procedure, and I plan on coming back with a spring in my step.
Fantastic. You are excused. Representative Valdez.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I request February the... I want to say the 5th.
I'm sorry,
I
Representative.
request February the 5th to be excused for family funeral services.
You're excused. Representative Valdez A.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have a request to be excused March 2nd.
And has it been approved by the
Yes,
majority?
it's been approved.
You are excused. Representative Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just for the record, Madam Speaker, I'm not going to ask to be excused. I'm working on perfect attendance for 8 years, so I'm going to be here. Colleagues, on your desk, you have the Capitol Commission. Representative Michelson Janae, have you got that? Okay, it's tomorrow morning, 7:15 downstairs. Coffee, orange juice, pastries, and prayer. Thank you.
Representative Harrod.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of the House Finance Committee, we will be meeting today at 1:30. We'll hear 2 bills, and they will be in this order, which is not reflected in the calendar. 1044 and then 1125. Thank you.
Representative Will.
Is it Representative Will? Is it Christensen?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's an honor to serve with you. I have a tribute today.
Members, we have a tribute. Will you please be quiet in the chamber?
Ask that it be read at length, please.
The House of Representatives convened in the 72nd General Assembly hereby extends sincere commendations to Tim Christensen. Tim Christensen, constituent of Colorado's House District 57, retired from Tri-State Generation and Transmission on January 27th of 2020 after 35 years of dedicated employment. Tim was a dedicated employee and member of the IBEW Local 111 during his time with Tri-State Generation and Transmission, ensuring that his work as a plant operator provided Coloradans with electricity for their homes, their businesses, and their farms. He loved his craft and always sought to better understand the workings of the power plant. Tim built a culture of love for community, dedication, and work ethic at Tri-State. The Colorado State House of Representatives wishes him the best of luck in his endeavors during his retirement from Tri-State Generation and Transmission. On request of Representative Perry Will, given this third day of February 2020, State Capitol in Denver.
Representative Will.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to read something his daughter, who works here in the Capitol, wrote about her dad. But Tim Christensen came to Colorado from Arkansas in 1976, looking for a better way of life for his family, and he found it in Craig, Colorado. Said, my dad came from a family of 14, all adopted. And he has raised his children, 4, and 3 grandchildren, with the motto, I don't care if you shovel manure for a living, you just go out there and be the best manure shoveler you can. And he has said, my dad loves his town, Craig, Colorado, and his job so much, he bought a house where he could see the plant every day when the sun comes up. He loves his craft that much. He had always appreciated his employer and his employment and how lucky he has been. My dad taught us how to fish, how to hunt, taught us to love and respect all life as well as all points of view. He always told us, we all have to exist in this world together. Just make the best of it and do your best to love your family and your neighbors. God be willing they will do the same for you. My dad's always been a union man. He believes in the power of collective bargaining and workers' rights. He's appreciative of the leaders who came before him who secured the 40-hour work week and paid time off. He's really disheartened to see the hard-fought source of employment and benefits being denied generations that come after him. So, a great man. Spent a lifetime providing electricity for Western Colorado over there, so working at the Craig Station. So it's a great tribute to have for him today in his retirement. We wish him the best. Thank you.
That was very sweet. Representative Will replace Representative Rich in appropriations tomorrow only. And Representative Jaquez Lewis will replace Representative McCluskey on rural affairs and agriculture today only. Representative Buckner and Arndt and Baisley.
Good morning, House of Representatives. We have a special guest here that we would like to introduce you to. We are honored to have the Consul General of Japan with us this morning, and her name is Midori Takuchi. Did I say that correctly? Yes, I did it right. So let's give her a nice welcome to the House of Representatives. Representative Baisley and Representative Arndt and I were honored to have dinner with the Consul General of Japan. Her hospitality was bar none. Her hospitality was so gracious and beautiful, and the food was delicious. So we are so honored to have you here in the House of Representatives today.
Representative Baisley.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I showed up at the private residence of the Consul General of Japan not knowing how to use chopsticks for dinner. But she taught me. And so, how about that? I got to learn how to use chopsticks from the very Consul General. It was a lovely dinner. Thank you very much, Madam General Consul.
And the discussion we had about our cultures, getting to know each other, learning more about Japan was something that I would like to continue. I'd like to continue that conversation. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Representative Larson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I actually had the pleasure of meeting the Consul General this summer for a scholarship fund, of which I sit on the board on, but she came to our little scholarship for aviation pilots that we dole out every year, and was very gracious, gave a very moving speech about a Japanese citizen who lost their lives on 9/11. So just wanted to throw that little piece out there, and good to see you again, Consul General.
Is there any further announcements or introductions? Seeing none, we're going to third reading of bills, final passage. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1020.
House Bill 1020 by Representatives Snyder and Benavidez, also Senators Moreno and Cord, concerning the restriction of the state sales tax exemption for long-term lodging.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1020 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1020 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Holtorf, Jaquez Lewis, Melton. Please close the machine. With 40 aye votes, 21 no votes, 2 excused and 2 vacant, House Bill 1020 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1042.
House Bill 1042 by Representatives Valdez-D and McKeon, all Senators Moreno and Tate, concerning modification of the notice requirements for manufacturers of perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1042 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1042 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Cutter, Herod, please close the machine. With 61 aye votes, 2 no votes, 2 excused, and 2 vacant, House Bill 1042 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1014.
House Bill 1014 by Representatives Tipper and Rich, all Senator Gardner, concerning unconsented use of donor gametes in fertility treatment.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1014 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1014 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Pelton, please close the machine. With 61 aye votes, 0 no votes, 2 excused, and 2 vacant, House Bill 1014 is passed. Co-sponsors. Co-sponsors. It's the first time I've done that this year. Please close the machine. That brings us to General Order, second reading of bills. Representative Byrd. You have heard the motion. Representative Byrd will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. With your unanimous consent, the bills will be read by title unless there is a request for reading a bill at length. Committee amendments will not be read unless requested, as they are printed and in your bill folders. Floor amendments will be shown on the screen and on your iPads and not read unless requested. Bills will be laid over upon motion of the Majority Leader, and the coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Assistant Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to lay over House Bill 1078 until tomorrow.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, House Bill 1078 will be laid over as requested by the Assistant Majority Leader. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1038.
House Bill 1038 by Representatives Arndt and Van Winkle, all Senators Woodward and Moreno, concerning certain conforming amendments necessitated by the transfer of certain programs to the Department of Human Services with the Department of Public Health and Environment pursuant to House Bill 13-1117.
Yes, Minority Leader, or Assistant Minority Leader Van Winkle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, this is one of the best bills of the year. Oh, I'm sorry. Madam Chair, I move House Bill 1038.
There is no committee report.
There is no committee report.
Bill. To the bill.
Okay, to the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, this is one of the very best bills of the year. It is 17 pages, and it is entirely 17 pages of striking out words from statute. So we're reducing our statute books, deleting words, deleting programs. Well, deleting references to programs that have been moved and are no longer necessary.
Representative Arndt.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Boy can dream.
Yeah. We're not deleting a program. What we're doing is just transferring it from one department to another where it belongs pursuant to other legislation that was passed subsequently. And we urge an aye vote.
Is there any additional discussion? Minority Leader Neville.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Representative Van Winkle, Representative Arndt, you had me at repeal.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1038? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1038. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. House Bill 1038 passes. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1041.
House Bill 1041 by Representatives Cutter and McKean, all Senator Fields, concerning financial responsibility requirements for physician assistants who have been practicing for at least 3 years.
Representative Cutter.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It is an honor to serve with you. Or Madam, yeah.
It is an honor to serve with you.
I move House Bill 1041 and move the committee report, which just simply made a favorable recommendation to the committee of the whole. There's the committee report.
No committee report.
No, there, I know. There's, okay. Well, there's one attached. Okay. All right. Anyway, sorry. Let me back that up. I move House Bill 1041.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1041? Representative McKean.
Just very briefly, thank you, Madam Chair, and it is an honor to serve with you.
And it is such an honor to serve with you.
You know, part of that honor is the fact that you are super detail-oriented. which means that like doing that job, you're up there like making sure it all goes right. We appreciate that very much. We bring to you today House Bill 1041, which actually is a bill somewhat of repeal, Mr. Minority Leader, which doesn't repeal it, just puts it the right way, which means that the coverage for physician's assistants is made so that it can be cheaper, but it can also be done under doctors to align it with the way the statute intended. This is a good bill. Vote yes.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1041? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1041. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. The ayes have it, and House Bill 1041 passes. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1077.
House Bill 1077 by Representative Rich, also Senator Holbert, concerning the modification of various provisions regarding the responsibilities of the county treasurer.
Representative Rich.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1077 and the report of the Transportation and Rural Government.
To the committee report. Representative Rich.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The report just did a cleanup of the cleanup bill and did some editorial changes.
Great. Is there any further discussion on the committee report? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the Transportation and Local Government report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The committee report passes. To the bill. Representative Rich.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a modification of responsibilities of county treasurers, and pages 1 through 3 of the bill provides an excellent outline of what the modifications of this bill attempts to do. This does not affect state government. It really doesn't affect county government. There's no appropriation. It just will make the offices of county treasurers more efficient. And I ask for an aye vote.
Representative Valdez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members, this is a good bill. We heard this bill in committee, and the bill works with some of the provisions in the bill to make this a better bill for our county treasurers, and I support this bill, and thank you, Representative Rich, for bringing this bill.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1077? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1077 as amended by the committee report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. House Bill 1077 is adopted as amended. Assistant Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Nice job up there. Nice job, everyone. Short and sweet today. I move the committee rise and report.
You've heard the motion. Seeing no objection, the committee shall rise and report.
The House will come back to order. Mr. Randall, please read the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Madam Speaker, your committee of the whole begs leave to report it has had under Secretary the following touch resolutions to the expiring group thereon. House Bill 1038, House Bill 1041, House Bill 1077 is amended, passing our gross business account for third and final passage. House Bill 1078 is laid over until February 4th, 2020, retaining its place in the calendar.
Representative Byrd. You have heard the motion. There are no amendments at the desk. Mr. Randall, please open the machine, and members, please vote. Please close the machine. With 59 aye votes, 2 no votes, 2 excused, and 2 vacant, the report of the committee of the whole is passed. That brings us, do you want to do? Okay. Our announcements and introductions, and then we'll do it. Representative Valdez.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, it's snowing outside, and I just want to tell you to be safe traveling, whether you're walking or driving, because driving through the gap from Castle Rock to Monument, it is very scary, and I'll tell you one thing. It's a dangerous road, and please drive safe, be aware of others, and be safe.
Representative Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Energy and Environment Committee, we are meeting room 107 is now our permanent room. 107 is now our permanent room. 130, House Bill 1018 and 1047. See you then.
Representative Esgar.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of Appropriations, we're having our first meeting tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. in LSB, unless we have a delay of weather. So pay attention to however people communicate with you about delays of starts for tomorrow. But otherwise, plan on being here. We'll start at 7:30 a.m. And everyone else, members, when we recess here this morning, they're going to go ahead and introduce the supplemental bills. Then these books will be distributed onto all of your desks. So I just want to make sure you all have these ready for tomorrow. I believe we'll be caucusing tomorrow to talk about the supplemental bills. Want to make sure everybody has these today so you could take them home this afternoon and this evening to read them. They will be on your desks shortly after we introduce the bills upon recess. Thank you.
Representative Roberts.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of the Rural Affairs and Agriculture Committee, we have a meeting this afternoon starting at 1:30, and we are going to be in the Old State Library, not our normal committee room, but the Old State Library at 1:30. And then members of the Capital Development Committee, we have a meeting tomorrow morning at 7:45 a.m. In Senate Committee Room 357, weather pending, of course, but 7:45 a.m. for Capital Development.
Any other announcements or introductions? Members, we're going to introduce the supplemental bills, so it'll probably take us 5 minutes, but we will go into recess after that, so you all are done. Mr. Randall, reports of committees of reference.
Committee on Public Health Care and Human Services shares the merits. The committee recommends following. House Bill 1061 be amended as follows. And S amended to be per the Committee on Appropriations. Favorable recommendation. House Bill 1104 be amended as follows. And S amended to be per the Committee of the Whole. Favorable recommendation.
Printing report.
Chief Clerk reports
Printing
following.
report will be printed in the Journal. Message from the Senate.
Madam Speaker, the
Message
Senate.
from the Senate will be printed in the Journal. Message from the Reviser.
We hear with transmit.
Message from the Reviser will be printed in the Journal. Introduction of bills.
House Bill 1242 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Agriculture.
House Bill 1242 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1243 by Representative Escar, also Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Corrections.
House Bill 1243 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1244 by Representative Escar, also Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Education.
House Bill 1244 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1245 by Representative Escar, also Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the offices of the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, and State Planning and Budgeting.
House Bill 1245 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1246 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Health Care Policy and Financing.
House Bill 1246 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1247 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Higher Education.
House Bill 1247 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1248 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Human Services.
House Bill 1248 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1249 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Judicial Department.
House Bill 1249 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1250 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Law.
House Bill 1250 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1251 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Local Affairs.
House Bill 1251 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1252 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs.
House Bill 1252 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1253 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Natural Resources.
House Bill 1253 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1254 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Personnel.
House Bill 1254 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1255 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Public Health and Environment.
House Bill 1255 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1256 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Public Safety.
House Bill 1256 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1257 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Revenue.
House Bill 1257 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1258 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of the Treasury.
House Bill 1258 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1259 by Representative Escar, Senator Moreno, concerning funding for capital construction and making supplemental appropriations in connection therewith.
House Bill 1259 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1260 by Representatives Escar and McCluskey, House Senators Zenzinger and Rankin, concerning adjustments in the amount of total program funding for public schools for the 2019-20 budget year.
House Bill 1260 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1261 by Representative Escar and Ransom, House Senators Moreno and Rankin, concerning a transfer of money from the general fund to the Information Technology Capital account within the Capital Construction Fund.
House Bill 1261 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 1262 by Representatives Escar and McCluskey, House Senators Moreno and Zenzinger, concerning money appropriated for housing assistance for persons transitioning from the criminal or juvenile justice system.
House Bill 1262 is assigned to the Committee on Appropriations. And that is it. Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House stand in recess until later today.
Seeing no objection, the House will be in recess till later today. I forgot to announce that Representative Kipp will fill the vacancy on appropriations for tomorrow only.